Hey, it's King Kalechi from Anime's Most Wanted, and I just wanted to give you a heads up in regards to this latest podcast episode. There were some issues in regards to the actual video format, so as a result, the video was rendered unusable, so we've had to resort to just using the audio for this episode. But I promise you, future episodes will contain both audio and video, so I just wanted to apologise for the inconvenience, but we're still able to bring you a great episode. AMW presents Bookish Anime Lovers, hosted by Art Rogue Mail, a podcast series where the anime and the book community come together. AMW is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else you listen to your podcasts. So please, sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode.
Hey, welcome back to Anime's Most Wanted. It's Art Rogue Mail here, and I am starting off a new series. Surprise, surprise. I'm combining my love for anime with my love for books. And I'm here with Tylisha, an author that also loves anime. And we're going to be talking about Sailormoon, because why not? Tylisha, tell the people who you are.
Hey everybody, I'm Ty. I'm from Michigan in the US, and yes, I was a big fan of Sailormoon as a child, and it was the inspiration for my first novel, The Chord of Silver Moon. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you, Mel, and I'm excited to talk about anime and my book.
Yes, so let's get started with the first cliche question that everyone asks. Even though we know we're talking about Sailor Moon, and that might be your favorite anime, but I'm still gonna ask it. Do you have a favorite anime, and what is it? Which one is it?
Okay, it's actually Sailor Moon is like what I grew up on. That was my introduction, right? But lately I've been into Danmachi, like Is It Wrong? Pick up a girl in a dungeon. And then
that anime is more, how do you say, unexpectedly funnier than I thought it was going to be.
It's pretty funny. It's between that one and what's the other one? Akame ga Kill.
Oh, yeah, so you went from funny to the traumatic. I see you. That's
kind of my vibe.
And it's called balance. It's called balance. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That sounds like interesting. A balance of stuff. Do you watch? Do you flow through genres, or do you think I'm a shonen person, or I don't care, whatever is good, I'll watch.
Let's see. So I lean more toward the dark, traumatic anime, but I also like if it has a little bit of humor. So if it's good, if it's a good story, a good cast, good relationships, I'm gonna watch it.
I like that. I'm also for the good. Whatever grabs my attention and has something that I can root for or hate. I'll at least give it my 3 episode, test. Like if in the 3rd episode I'm not loving something or hating something and I don't want to know more, next. There's too much anime to hate watch stuff. There's too much anime to wait for it to get good. I need for it to get good at episode 3.
So much out there. Actually, my rule is I have to be shocked, and usually in the first episode. So that's why that's why Akame got me. Full Metal Alchemist, I think, was probably the 3rd episode that got me. Yeah.
I'm a big Full Metal Alchemist fan, also. The Brotherhood more than the original, but both.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Since we do that, we go with the second cliche question. What's your favorite anime character? Do you have one?
Okay. I do like As Death.
I see where you're leaning.
Yeah, I like the messed up ones with maybe no chance for a redemption. Okay, I don't does
No chance for a redemption. Dang.
no chance for redemption, but there's a thread that you can follow. Like you can see
Okay.
this person's humanity and where they went wrong, and then you just know they're not going to go back. So I like the really complex characters with messed up values and just lives. But I also I'm blinking on where I was going. So I know it's not technically anime, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and
Yeah,
but
it's family. It's like the cousin. It's like
the
that cousin.
okay?
Yeah.
So when I think of favorite characters, I also think of Azula.
See, in my head, I knew where you were going when you said. I was like, if I'm following the train of thought you started off with, it has to be Azula because it can't be the Fire Lord because we didn't see a lot of him.
We didn't.
Azula, we got a lot more of her and her trauma and the trauma she's causing people.
Yeah, and then you can see where she went wrong. But like I said, there's really no chance for her to come back from it, which is just too bad.
Yeah, so okay, cool. Let's then hit Sailor Moon. Let's roll into the Sailor Moon thing. What brought you there? Like what grabbed you that said this is the one I'm gonna, because let's be honest, Sailor Moon, from what you're talking about, and so that's like day and night. Day and
So
night.
innocent, so light and fluffy. Well, it was what we had. Like when I was a kid, I would get home from school and you would watch. I can't remember which one was first, but it was Dragon Ball, and then it was Sailor Moon, and that was like every day after school. And I was really drawn to the friendships as a kid. So any story that was like about relationships, mostly friends, I would watch it. I think there's like Totally Spies or something.
Yes.
All those girl fighting crime groups I was drawn to.
Yeah, I can see that as a kid growing up, where being a kid, having friends is like the world to you, like, so seeing it also want to watch it and understand how friendship works and want to emulate those friendships is it's just, I guess, part of growing up, while you're watching cartoons, anime, even TV shows, and some
they used to have those little morals at the end where she would like talk to you and give you a little lesson. Like I ate all of that.
So like, okay, so you say you're watching it for friendship and so on and so forth.
Yeah, mostly I watched it for that.
It had like, it's, I mean, we could say Sailor Moon was very much a fluffy anime. They had darker characters. There's some parts of the anime, while I was looking through some of the things, I'm like, ooh, like some things are a bit sketchy.
Right. It definitely could have been a lot darker. I think I didn't look too much into it, but I think
right.
And
you're watching it now.
Yeah.
When you're watching it now, I watched it a bit also growing up. Didn't watch much of it. Didn't even know it was what anime was. So I was like, "Oh, this cartoon is on TV."
Right.
Watch it. Girls are fighting. Yes, right.
Right. And it was the same story every time.
Yes, it was. Literally, they get up, they go to school, shenanigans happen, and they fight shenanigans. Somewhere in the Tuxedo Mask shows up.
Right, throws a little rose. I think what is it, the dark side or whatever you call them. They would always try to siphon everybody's energy off, and then they would fail and they'd go back to Queen Barrow, and it was like that was a wrap. It was like 20 minutes, and then next week same thing, or next day same thing.
I think that's also what made people watch it in a way like that, because it's comforting. You kind of have a formula that it follows, and it's not too complex.
Right.
Right. There's the good guys were like good guys, the bad guys was very much bad guys, and then there's the helping crew, the cats. And, the support team, right?
Right.
The cats and the tuxedo mask, and so.
I mean, I feel like they were able to flip a couple people. Like, you had some villains who ended up being good in a sense. There was like the 4 sisters. I really don't remember who they were, but
yeah. So that's the thing, because I was looking at a YouTube video where they were like going through like 107 facts or 101 facts of Sailor Moon.
Okay.
And I'm like, 101? Wow, that's a lot. But like I'll send you the link. It's very much, when you're looking at it now as an adult and you're looking at these people explain Sailor Moon to you, and you're like, oh man, we were so innocent. Right. And that was good. That's great. That is awesome that we were innocent enough to not catch some of the craziness that was going on in the background of these shows.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yes, because all right. So yes, Sailor. Is Sailor Moon your favorite? Because there's the thing, right? A lot of people who watch Sailor Moon wasn't and isn't their favorite.
She is not. She really is not. So she has qualities that I like. Like, she's very genuine. She's going to fight for her friends and stand up for justice and punish whoever. But she is whiny and she's a crybaby. My favorite, I really have 2. So it was Ray, Sailor Jupiter, and then Mars were definitely my favorite. So Mars, I liked like the whole spiritual aspect to her, and then how she was just like no nonsense. Like, I think there was even an episode where she had like stolen her boyfriend or something like that, and she was just like, you're not fit to be our leader. So
I think I remember that one, because there's knowing Sailor Moon and the way she acted in the anime, she was very much like childish. She is a kid, but she was more like, but and this, but no, and I don't want to do this, and very much whiny and very much not wanting to be the leader, but she is the leader by default.
Yeah.
And so she fell into having a stronger team, like her team behind her, I find were mentally stronger than her.
They were. Yeah, she was definitely whiny. And the cool thing was, like, none of them really expected it to be her in that first season. They were just like, we got to find the princess. We got to find the princess. And she's like right there. And then it ends up being her.
I think it's easy for them. Even when I was watching and they was going, I got to find the princess. I'm like, yeah, I understand why they thought, because she was so ditzy.
Right.
And also, not only that, but she was very aloof.
Oh, yeah, so distracted. Like,
she was like squirrel. Yeah, squirrel.
But yeah, I liked that. One thing I liked was that she seemed to be the only one too that like had a life really outside of being
Yes.
a Sailor Guardian. So she had her friend group. She had a family that we saw more of.
Yeah,
And
she did. That made it because it seemed like the others, like I said, they felt quickly mature in
mhm,
their okay, this is our duty, we're gonna go 10 toes down.
yeah,
And then
they're like on it all the time, on the
yeah,
mission. And she's over
right,
there like, oh my gosh, there's going to be this at the mall. Like,
yeah, let's go
where are we going to
shopping.
go? So,
I think she represented the kid in us who were watching, the kids who, the teenage girls who want to go out to the mall and hang out with their friends,
right.
and but still stuck with responsibility.
Crazy
and
responsibilities.
and her responsibility literally is to save the planet.
Which she doesn't inspire a lot of confidence, but then at the end of the day, she really does. Like, she's
Because she will always stand up for her friends, like in
right.
in the thick of it. She will always stand 10 toes down for her friends. So I always appreciated that about
Yes,
her character.
that's what it is. That's what makes me tolerate her or admire her in a way is that she's not going to, in the end, she's not going to run away or abandon anyone. And she's 10 toes down for everybody.
Let's see. Yes. So I was also thinking about, like, because when you said that Sailor Moon was like one of your favorite animes you want to talk about, I was like, how does that correlate with the book and how you write? And did anime influence you into writing, or did the writing happen and then you took stuff from anime that you were interested in?
Mm, okay, that's a good question. Yeah, so writing happened first. I
Okay.
think like my earliest memory of writing was in second grade. I wrote some
Wow.
story about some girl slipping off into the woods, finding out she's a princess. It's always a princess.
I see why Sailor Moon.
Right. And that came a little later around what, like fourth or fifth grade, I
Hmm.
think. But
Yeah, 1990 something, 19. I think in the States it came out around 1990 something.
yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds about right. So yeah, the writing came first. By the fifth grade, I was like writing books.
By the
And
wait, hold on. We can't just skip over that. By fifth grade, you were writing whole books, like start and
start to
plots.
finish. They were different than what I write now. It was mostly like straight dialogue, but they were full books.
There were books.
They were
Look,
books.
that's something to be very much celebrated at fifth grade. I was reading books,
Mhm.
yes, but never thinking to write a whole book story with conversation in it and plot and stuff happening. So
Yeah. So
that's great achievement for fifth grade.
yeah, it was always the same themes. It was always friends. They were out. Honestly, what I wrote as a kid was a little darker than Sailor Moon. I'm sure you can imagine that. But,
Yeah, like you said, this kid skipped into the woods.
right.
That doesn't sound very fluffy to me.
It's not. And the woods can be very symbolic for
Yes, for a lot of things, even if it's not symbolic. Let's look at it in a in a state of reality.
right.
A kid, maybe say what, 6, 7, 10, walking into the woods, and we're looking at the woods as um a lot of trees, darkness, everything
Mhm.
constricted. Like, you don't need it to be scary for it to be scary. The woods is a scary, like, woods is a scary place to be at,
Right. And
at
they're
certain age.
silent.
You
Um,
don't know what's going on there, depending on which part of the world you are. You don't know what's going on in those woods, what type of wild animals there's,
mhm.
skulking around. Like, the
Yeah.
woods is.
Yeah, the woods, they are scary. And they're silent in a way that like amplifies sound. So then you're just like hyper aware of everything. Yeah, I actually went hiking this past summer and I didn't make it very far because I was just like, I don't know what's out here. My friend got mad, but I was like, girl, I got to turn around. I'm not feeling good about this.
And that's called self-preservation. All right, that is called self-preservation,
Dose of that.
and it saves a lot of lives. You know what I mean? And it might have just saved yours. You know, you do not
Yeah.
know. You do not know.
Yeah, we went too far.
And funny, I live close to a wooded area. There's like a woods, like a little wooded area, and then there's like an open path walk woody area with less trees. And then the more you walk, the further you get. The thicker the trees get. So it's interesting that like you got to go through a little bit of the darkness to find the open space.
Yeah.
And then the further away you go, the denser it gets again. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna turn left and come back. Like that part is, very much not for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not for most of my characters either, but I still put them in there. So
Yes, put them into a strive. Okay. Talking about characters and the tropes that like most anime have. Do you have then tropes you enjoy watching, or tropes you're like, oh, I'm not even going, with a 10-foot pole close to.
okay. I'm almost like ashamed to say it.
Look,
but I like when the protagonist or the hero has just lost, like, I like that moment when they're down, and they have to continue fighting and they've lost everybody. You know how they do that little montage of all
where they're falling, where they're falling, crew all over the
Yes, and then it always flashes back to like some light, fluffy moment, and they're smiling. Like that's my favorite thing because it's so sad. But it I feel like it's a very character building moment too. Like it is just, for me, it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yes. Hold on. I think I'm having for some reason camera issues.
Yeah, it froze a little while back. I just kept going.
Yeah, that's great. That's good. I'm just trying to figure out why it froze. I think because I should have put on my do not disturb. We'll just cut most of this if I have a good. Let me see.
Okay, that's good. Let me turn mine on too.
The tropes. So we were talking about the tropes through technical difficulties.
Yes.
We're back.
Okay. Yeah.
And yes, your favorite tropes, do you have more than the one?
I do. So this is one that I wasn't able to write into my story, but I like shouting out the attack names and when the transformations. So, that whole transformation sequence when they go from just teenage girls to guardians. I thought, man, is that something I could write? I don't think readers would stick around for it, though.
Well, you never know. You can make it into like a short story. You start small,
Right?
And then if people respond to it, you can build it up.
So that's one of them. Power scaling. So,
yeah.
I love to follow a character who just starts at like ground zero and then just levels up as they progress through the story, overcoming all these different challenges. Which is probably why I like Don Machi, because he starts pretty
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts
He
pretty
started.
basic.
Yeah, yeah. He does start at level almost not level nothing, I guess, if you
Yeah.
want to, and then works the way up to. Uh, I never finished it though, so I don't know how far he got.
I think I got all the way through what they have so far. I don't know when there's another season coming out.
That's something. That's also something as anime watchers and lovers. You fall in love with something, and you might be the only person in a group of maybe 100 that watched it, and there will never be a second season.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, I'll have to make
Uh,
peace with that.
you do have to, like, after a while you just realize that like there's a lot of other stuff out there that you can just like keep searching. You might find a next gem somewhere.
Mm.
But yeah, like whew, the heartbreak of like 10 years and there's still no season two, and you're like, well, 10, you waited 10 years, then a season two is not
Guess
there's
I'll
there
just go
be a
back and
miracle.
rewatch
Yeah,
it, but it still hurts.
need
There's
to be.
one. Okay, so I know I'm late because I feel like I've seen people online talking about solo leveling. I haven't started it yet, but I have the book and I started reading the book, and I wasn't expecting him to be like the worst of these hunters. So
Yeah, he started at minus.
yeah,
He
he's not even at zero. He's at sub-zero.
he did start at yeah, yeah. Like I've I've watched it. I think we did some review episodes of
Mhm.
solo leveling on this podcast. Check the feed.
Yeah.
It's on there. But yeah, it's like I said, it's the same. I find if you look back to Sailor Moon, like
Mhm.
she also started like at zero because she was a ditzy teenage girl who had no fighting skills,
Right.
no idea of the world per se, right? She was very much, this
Super
is her
naive.
bubble, this is her friends, and so on, compared to, let's say, like a Sailor Jupiter who was a fighter. Like it was Jupiter, yeah, who kicked butt. Like,
Yeah, she
yeah,
was already kicking
yeah,
butt in and out of uniform.
right. So that the difference in seeing one grow from nothing to something that represents, guardians of the the universe.
Right.
That's what they are technically,
I mean,
guardians.
she definitely started at zero. Even Ami, like the nerdy, bookish one, was kicking butt more than
Exactly.
Usagi.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so her character is growth, right? They gave her. I feel like the background crew, the background Jupiter and Venus and all of them, they all came uh, with a little bit more life in them, like a little bit more strength, and they have their own little thing that they were good at.
Hmm.
While she was like a blank slate, and their influence like gave her the strength to learn different things.
Right. And I mean, okay, so you had Tuxedo Mask who would
Yeah,
just kind of swoop in, say something really encouraging to her, and
yeah.
then throw a rose, and suddenly she would find the strength. But like, you had her friends doing that too. Like, not
Yeah,
only were they more skilled than her, but they were actually like intentionally trying to build her up, even if
right.
there was some tension between her and other guardians at times.
Understandable. Like, yeah, they took the job, because it's a job, it's a calling, I guess, very much seriously, and she was like, I'll do it when it's necessary. Like, what training? What is training?
Yeah, no, she had other plans.
Yes, she
Um,
did, and everything that had nothing to do with saving the galaxy or the universe. She's like, my plans is to be this teenage girl and try not to be non-popular. And
right, and it was always something ridiculous, like well, trying to meet celebrities, trying to
yeah,
be a celebrity, like
but that's all the things we as kids or teenagers, we used to hang up. Let's be honest, we used to hang up those posters
mhm,
celebrities from those teen magazines in our room.
yes, being obsessed with like different fads. One of my favorite episodes was the one where she just like worked out way too hard and everybody was going to that little gym. But then they always like they looped it back. So it would always be a plot of the Negaverse or whatever.
Yeah, it's and that's I guess that's what makes Sailor Moon so easy to watch. I think.
Yeah.
Like,
No, because in a
it,
way she unwittingly like brought them to the fight every time.
yeah, every
Like,
time,
it's
every
all
time.
in her heart, and then it's like, oh, the fight is also here. So
Yeah, I think her heart was a beacon for disaster.
mhm.
Because every time she, like you said, she follows her heart to do something crazy. There's some shenanigan. Someone's trying to think. Someone's found a crystal. So it's always where her heart takes her. So I'm
Right.
guessing maybe it's just her heart just wants action. She just doesn't know it herself.
Right. So you can't completely knock her. You can't discount her because she's doing her part. She's just not doing it on purpose. So
Yeah, she's not intentional about it. It is she happenstantly falls
mhm.
in the thing. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So okay. So now that we're like in the midst of we just talked about Sailor Moon and so on, how did Sailor Moon influence the book that
Okay.
I read that I really enjoyed, even though, like I said in the beginning, the MC was the FMC was driving on my nerves.
All right.
And then I remembered she was a teenager, and I was like, yes, okay, she's a
Yeah.
teenager. She's a teenager. You're an adult. You're thinking with adult brains. Turn that off.
She
She's a
can
kid.
really grate the nerves, and it's funny. I love hearing people's different opinions of her because some people love her. They're like, she's so sweet and she's like so honest and heartfelt. And then like you talk to my sister and she's like, oh, I hate RM. She's like, this girl is getting on my nerves, but she's exactly the way I wanted her to be. And I think that is what inspired me from Sailor Moon. Like, she is a kid who wants to be a kid, and it was important to me that she tried to be, because like,
She and I appreciated that also. I really did appreciate that I understood the need and want to be a kid,
right?
especially being the eldest in it's
Okay,
the
you too.
yes. so you get to have to do things that you get to have to leave childhood a lot sooner, especially because you have siblings that you need to help and so
Right.
on. So you're busy being a co-parent at times, or you're busy helping out, and then when you have the little chances you have, you want to be a child, you want to just play around.
Mm-hmm.
And so I understood it in one way, and then on the other hand, I'm like, oh my god, you're whining too much.
Yes, whiny baby, my little crybaby. So yeah, your innocence is something you have to fight for as an
Yeah.
eldest daughter. Sometimes as a black girl, it's just like it's not always there. And in her case, like, she spent her whole life training basically to indenture herself to somebody else, and so she's fighting a little harder than what some people can stand.
Yes. All
um,
right. So before we go more into the book a bit, let's tell the people what the name of the book is
okay,
and a
that's
small
amazing.
synopsis.
So, the book is A Chord of Silver Moons.
Yeah.
It's about a teenage guardian. She's got to find her like magic spirit weapon, her Oju, to fight off these monsters that are slipping from the shadows. And as you heard, she's a little bit reluctant about it, but she's got to before it's too late.
Yes.
So Ariam, she at the beginning of the book at least, she's been spending her life training to serve this princess in this war that's coming between humans and these creatures.
And now that we talked about Sailor Moon and you explained the character, I'm like, I see the influence very well. Like, yes, this
it
person
almost felt like a retelling in one way, and then it felt, it's also its own story. So the things that inspired me were those relationships, her like reluctance, but also she does have a level of responsibility. Like, at the end of the day, she'll do the right thing. And then I also I remember that first season of Sailor Moon so clearly as a kid, just like meeting the Guardians one by one, and being like this element of mystery. There being these creatures that she's just like unequipped to fight because she has no idea what's going on.
And the thing is, she has the cat that tells her minuscule of stuff. I'm like, how are you her guardian and you do not inform this child what she's getting into?
Right. You're just scolding her all the time instead of giving her any useful input.
Not one useful information.
Or when she does, it's like in the thick of it. Like she's getting her butt kicked and then she's like, Sailor Moon, say this. And suddenly she's got a tool.
And I'm like, shouldn't you have taught her this like before you throw her into a fight? Like before she gets herself, almost taken out?
Yeah. So the thing with Ariam is like she's had the training, like she's had a lifetime of it, but she's never taken it seriously.
Yes.
Because the last time you saw these creatures was like 1,000 years ago. So it's just like, this is not going to happen in my lifetime. I'd rather focus on going to,
being a child, enjoying, teenage life. The things that come with teenage living, going around, going to parties, sitting around, enjoying the seaside.
Dressing up, eating all these, she likes to eat. So.
Yes, I did enjoy that she was not one of those ditzy, like, picky. She was like, food smells good. I want some. Yeah. So yeah. Well, let's see. We've gone through the Sailor Moon, the book. Oh yes, is book 2 coming? And when is that coming?
Is coming. Okay, so book 2 is going to come around April this year of 2026. I don't want to say a lot, but
you don't have to say a lot, but at least the book 2 is on its way.
It is. I had gotten a little sick this year, so it took like a hiatus, but coming back into it, doing the work I've been doing in the last couple of weeks, I'm excited, especially for those people who just couldn't stand Ariam at times. Like she's got a little bit more know-how this time around. And then you're going to see the people around her get some more attention too, as like these stories start to weave together.
Yeah.
And there's some exciting new players in the.
Ooh, I can't, because I got twisted and turned around. I was like, and then I was like, okay, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. You got me.
Oh man!
But I was like, yeah, it was very much an enjoyable book. Because in the beginning, as I was reading, I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a slow build, right? So I'm like, okay, let me pace myself. Let me like take it, in pieces, so I don't like power through that and then miss stuff. And then by the time I thought we were like, okay, this is a slow burn, pow, it hit me, and I was like, wait, what? And then the next thing, and then the next thing, and then I
Just
was
at
like,
your
hold
moment.
up, hold up, wait a minute.
Yes.
And I find I enjoy a book like that because it reminds me of like watching a good anime. Like when you get the world building a little bit, and they introduce you to the characters, and then they go, here you go, here's the meat of the story,
Right.
and now your head is twisted around because you're like, wait, what's going on? Why is they getting attacked? Who's that? What is happening here? Oh my God, that's not what I expected to happen.
I'm so glad that that was the effect because, it does. It kind of starts out, you see her life, and then, yeah, first, that first call to action happens, right?
Yes.
And it's not just like the reader who's like, wait a second, what's going on? But Ariam is just like, hold on, like I was just at a carnival.
Literally just dancing.
Yeah,
Just
like, I didn't even
5 seconds ago. No, but yes, it's great, and I appreciate just the way you become as a reader part of the story, you know, and that's the way I enjoy watching anime. Also, like I like becoming that the part of the I get sucked into the story. I'm one of the friends. I'm one of the guardian, the lead, like the helpers. I'm one of the parents telling them, why you keep getting into this.
Well, now I'm curious, like, if you're a friend in this book, which friend are you?
I think I would be the friend that would be getting her to do the stuff, like working with her, like, okay, I see you don't understand this. Let's figure it out. Let's get it together. Come to the table. I'm
Mhm.
more of like gather people together. Let's figure out a plan for the solution, or at least a plan of attack. All right.
Right.
I'm not
Something.
the I'm not the run into fight type of. I mean, if my friends are running into fight, I will run behind them because they're my friends. But if we have the opportunity to make a plan, even if it's like 5 minutes of, okay, you do this, you do this, you do that. Okay, you're skilled at that. I want that. I'm
Right.
not. I'm not a going in blind.
So you're gonna back them up, but probably tell them off after it's
Exactly.
over.
Every time.
What the
Uh, after we're cleaning and wiping off our wounds. I'll be lecturing them in
Oh my
the most first daughter type of way. I think, like, 2 seconds. It could have took you 2 seconds to just
Right.
wait.
We could have
No,
thought, and that's the thing too about both Ariam and Usagi. Like they're
yeah,
just so unwitting, and she's just kind of, like tromping around. Doesn't like love her friends, but doesn't really show a lot of trust toward anybody. Like
no,
just
like
like
just nope, just in it for it. And I'm like, but thoughts,
yeah, like
brain,
there's some
like,
crucial information that other people need to have about you
so
before
we
you
could
go into a fight.
be exactly, because I need to know what your skill sets are.
Yeah,
What
like
are you afraid of? Because now imagine that thing that you were afraid of popped up and you freeze, and now we're all,
yes. And I don't think it's too much of a spoiler because I already mentioned she's searching for her Oju, her
yeah.
weapon. But like that first fight when they're like, come on, call your Oju. It's like somebody else has to step up and say, "Oh, she doesn't have one." Like,
And I'm like, man, you didn't tell your friends, the people who are fighting with you, that you don't have something that might get them killed. Like, come
right.
on.
Like everybody's splitting up. They're like, you go this way, you go this way, you take this one, and she's just standing there. Like,
Yes. Loving. So, okay, I'm going to round it off soon, but what are you looking forward to watching next, anime that are coming out that you have an idea of, or that is on your list that you're like, yeah, I need to get to this?
Okay. You know what? I have not had a lot of time to watch a lot of anime, and I actually like fell off Attack on Titan, like I think halfway through season 2. So I'm actually looking forward to getting back to that.
Okay.
'Cause it's been a minute since I watched it, and then I've got a lot of them. I watched Sailor Moon as a kid, but I came into anime
Later in
yeah,
the.
later in life, like as an adult, because my brother got me into it. Um, and so I have some to catch up on that you would think I've watched being as
But
nerdy
that's
as
all right.
I am, and I haven't.
No, but you got to see it like that. Where I'm from, we didn't get like anime like that or cartoon. So like when I watched anime, did nothing. I know nothing about it. I
Mhm.
just know there was something fun on TV that looked different than the stuff that I was used to. And then when I moved here to the Netherlands, the I ran into it again by accident, like literally by accident. And I'm like, oh, what is this? And then now I have computer and internet. I was like looking it up and they were like, this is anime. And I'm now what, 19, 20,
Okay,
looking, going into anime from scratch again.
it,
So
the journey is fun.
it's a fun journey and a lot of stuff from the 90s and the 80s I have not seen. I have a friend who we watch, he introduces me to older stuff because
Mhm.
he like been watching forever. But I like the what you call the anime that I could sit down and chill with. Like
Yeah,
I do watch a lot of action stuff also because I like a good pow pow pow, you know? But on days that it was a busy day, I just want to come home, watch uh solo camping for two and and just chill and watch them cook food and camp and build friendships and
yeah,
maybe some romance and doesn't have to be because I'm not so big on romance stuff, but like mostly like most of the animes are like slice of life romance stuff with some bearing of magic because I do like me a good mystical,
right.
but it doesn't have to like like one of my favorite animes is like Haikyuu. It's about sports. It's about friendship. It's
Ah,
about building
is that volleyball
character.
one?
Yes,
Yeah, okay. My brother watched that one too. So
yes.
this life appeals to me too.
There's good ones. There are ones that are like heart wrenching. Like had me had to stop halfway
Mhm.
through. Like because I was like I can't. This is not the way I saw it going, and I can't deal with this right now. But and then you go back to it and you're like you're happy for the end. But yes, I commend people and I ask people to. People are like, yeah, but why watch anime? I'm like because in anime you can find every genre out there.
You
There's an anime.
really Some of it surprised me. Again, my way into this was through my brother. So when he started watching the like sporty ones, and there was this one like You Lie in April, uh,
Yes,
which is like
that's a heart
my
wrencher.
favorite. Okay, so I'll watch it. He's been telling me for a couple of years
You
to
should
watch that
you should
one.
watch your like look. If he will not stare you wrong, have some tissues.
Okay, so I'll
But
watch it
it's
when I
a
need a good cry.
yeah, it's a good anime. Like April is a very much. I recommend that people who are looking for something that has feels and drama and um, heartache easily.
Mm,
That is the one.
okay.
So we're now at the end of this episode, and this will be the first part of a short series that I'm doing. So before I go, Talisha, tell people where they can find you and your book.
Okay. Well, I'm on Instagram primarily at Ty right now. It's a little punny. And you can find my book pretty much anywhere online where they sell books. So if you order it through my website, Tylishawashington.com, I got some stickers. I didn't show you my stickers.
Ooh, I want to see stickers. I'm a sticker fan.
So we got Ariam here, Chiron, a little bit from the
Oh,
Guardians.
that
So yeah,
is cute.
order directly, come with stickers, but otherwise you can find it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble's website. I think a couple other places wherever you can find books online.
I'm gonna see if my indie shop can order it for me. Yeah, because the thing is, if when I order stuff like from the States, it's
Mhm.
just the shipping, and now with all the tariffs, the shipping has become a nightmare.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
So I'm like, yeah, I go to my indie store and I'm like, so you see, do y'all have any way to get this in? And then they're like, I will check, and then most of the time they get most of the stuff in, even though I'm paying maybe a little bit more than if I get it order it from the Zon or something.
Okay.
But I it's my way of supporting the author and the indie store. And yes, maybe I'm paying about 5 to 7 euros more. I was like, I'll take that as shipping. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's cheaper than 30 euro shipping. Like I'm paying like 19 euros for a book and then 30 euros for shipping.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy.
It is. I really hope we come down with the tariffs soon because it's a bit ridiculous. But
It's a thing. All right. So yes, people, if you are new to this, you can find the link of everything we have in our bio on Instagram, a.m.w animes most wanted. You can also find me on Instagram and threads. I do anime stuff, book stuff. That's why we're doing this. So come join, talk about books, talk about anime. Tell me who I should look up. Any authors you know that like anime that you want to hear from. Hit me up in the comments. Hit Tylisha up in the comments. Check out her book. It's really good. All right. And until next time, bye.
I
Thanks for listening to the Anime's Most Wanted podcast. Don't forget to follow us on all our socials that are linked in the description. Take care, and we'll see you next episode.